Jeff Blankman joined here today by three of the Kuemper girls tennis teams. We got Madie, Eisheid, Madeleine, Schwarte, and Jadie, Knobbe with us here today. Let's start off with Madie, who's over here on my left. And Madie, a nice 2-0 victory here in your opening match of the day. How did you feel like things went here today?
Definitely think I could have played a little better, but I still got the W, I guess. But I served pretty well, and she kept me going after a while. After a while, she kind of got, moved me around a little, and she was hitting really good deep to me, so it was kind of tricky. But once I moved around too, she kind of struggled, and if I went to the net, she didn't really like that, so I tried that.
What was your strategy coming into today? Did you know she was going to try and make you move some?
I didn't know really who I was playing, but no, I right away it went really well. Like, I was up 5-0, and then I dropped the next three, but I got the next one, just cleared it out, started a new set. But I don't know, my plan was just to move her around and then kind of make her tired. So.
How hard is it to kind of get a mental, state for the game when you don't know for sure until maybe 5-10 minutes before you play who you're actually playing against? Because it's hard to form a strategy that quick.
Yeah, tennis is a really big mental sport, so you gotta stay up, and especially when you go down. I mean, you can let it all out, but then you gotta regroup, and you can't let it bog you, or else you're just gonna keep dropping sets and points that you should win. So you just gotta clear your mind, and if you miss a shot, just next one.
Did you serve well today?
Yeah, I think I did.
What was the strength of your serve, do you think?
My first serve.
First serve?
Yeah. My second serve doesn't have much on it, but my first serve, when I get it in, it's pretty good.
Able to place it pretty well today?
I didn't focus much on placing today. No.
Okay. When you were on the offense attack, where were you trying to work, or what were you trying to get her to have to do and have to play?
Corners, definitely.
Okay.
I definitely tried to push her in those corners and hit her off her backhand. Her backhand didn't seem as strong. So.
Okay. Did you work up at the net much today, or were you back on the back line for the most part?
I did go to the net when I had chances. I usually won my points at the net if I did. Or she got intimidated and she hit it in the net then, so that's why I went up to the net. I think it worked, but otherwise most of the game stayed back, but there's some points.
You comfortable playing at the net?
Yeah. I've gotten more comfortable as the season's gone, I think. So.
Okay. So a 2-0 victory today, I think 6-3, 6-1 if I remember right.
Yes.
So how do you get yourself mentally prepared after you take a little break here to kind of get ready for that second match today?
I don't know. It's a big break, I guess, but we got a tougher matchup coming, so you gotta be prepared for that. We already know they're gonna be tough, so you just gotta play your best and don't let it get to you if you get down.
Well, best of luck the rest of the day. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
Let's move over now to Madeleine Schwarte, who had a couple of easy wins here today. I think it was, 6-2, 6-love, if I remember correctly. How did you feel like you played today, Madie?
At the beginning, started off a little rough, and she started to frustrate me. But then the second set, I came back and I figured her out and just played well the second set.
So how do you shake off that frustration? How are you able to, when you're not playing well or not hitting the strokes that you feel like you should be, how do you kind of clear your mind and get yourself refocused?
I just remember what Coach always says, and especially on the changeover, when we get to talk to our coach, it helps you clear the mind and help you know what you need to do to get the next point.
Take us through a normal conversation with Coach, in between, when you get done with 2 games and you get that switch over and you can talk. What's a normal conversation with Coach like?
He asks us what's wrong, what we're doing wrong, and we tell him what we're doing wrong. He says, okay, what can you do to fix it? And then we tell him what we can do to fix it, and then he also adds his input into what else we could do to make it better.
So it sounds like he kind of makes you think about what you can do to fix things. Was that able to work for you pretty well today?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It normally works for all the matches.
I was going to say, you didn't struggle much today. So what went well for you here today?
In the second set, I served really well. Placing it well. I made her come to the net a few times, and I don't think she's comfortable playing at the net, so it was easy to lob over her. So, yeah.
Was she working your forehand or your backhand harder today, or did it matter?
I thought it was pretty even. She worked both.
Okay. How did your backhand work for you today? Were you comfortable with it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, the matches I got a chance to watch, it looked like you were really comfortable with that backhand.
Yeah, I like the backhand.
What is the strength with your backhand?
I like to cut it short, so then I can bring them up a little and they're out of position, then I can drill it down the line when they hit it back to me. So. So.
Take us through that cut shot of yours. It's pretty nasty.
It just drops like close to the net and then brings them up and then I don't know.
So can you pull that out anytime you want to, or are there certain situations you like to use that a little bit more?
When I notice that they're a little slower, then it really works because then they're lunging at it. But I always try to incorporate it in all the games.
Okay. How'd you serve today?
Second set was good. First set started off a little rocky.
Okay. Serve receive good for you today?
Yeah. She had a pretty good serve from the due side, and she kept dropping it really out wide, so I had to adjust to it. But other than that, it was good.
Well, I tell you what, congratulations on a great win today. Best of luck coming up in the next match.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's move over now to Jadie. And Jadie, I know you won 2-0. I can't remember exactly what your game scores were.
6-1, 6-1.
6-1, 6-1. So a couple of easy ones for you today, too.
Yeah.
What worked well for you today?
For sure, hitting it to her backhand. She definitely had a weak backhand today, and keeping it nice and deep. Players kind of hit the ball a little late sometimes, so that causes the ball to go out. But yeah, just keeping the ball nice and deep. Sometimes getting up nice lobs, nice and deep lobs, so then they bounce pretty high and they're hard to get to.
Now, you guys have faced Creston this year, if I remember right. No, or not
No,
this
we
year?
didn't
No,
face
okay.
Creston.
So you hadn't seen her before. How quickly did you figure out your strategy against her?
The 10-minute warm-ups for tennis is definitely very vital and very key to how you're going to approach your game. And I definitely recognized right away that she had a weaker backhand, and her forehand was pretty decent too. She had somewhat of a slice forehand too, so you had to be prepared for those short drop shots. But yeah, that 10-minute warm-up is definitely vital in tennis.
How were you able to attack that backhand?
Definitely hitting it all to her backhand.
Okay.
Especially with my backhand it was doing pretty good today, but yeah, nice and deep to the corner to her backhand.
Okay, talk about your backhand. You said it was working pretty well today. What was the strength for your backhand today?
Just hitting it nice and hard and deep. I love hitting my backhand and just wailing it. Once it gets into my strike zone, you could say, I usually wail on it pretty hard, hoping it goes in.
Did you serve towards her backhand a lot then today as well?
Today I wasn't really focused much on placement as much as I should be. More towards down the line is my good shot when I'm on the deuce or the ad side, which was her forehand. But it was working pretty well today. My second serve was picked me back up when I didn't get my first serves in.
Okay, you mentioned her forehand had a slice to it. How quickly were you able to adjust to that? And did it hurt you at all today?
Yeah, she definitely had a couple shots where she on one of my service returns she hit it right over the net, and you just got to clap at her. Good shot, But yeah, just hitting it hard, nice and deep, because otherwise when it's shorter, that's when they can pull out that slice.
Up 6-1 in the first one, or win the first one 6-1. How tough is it to be as mentally focused as you need to be to not struggle in that second set?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. That's definitely something that I've always struggled, is being a mentally tough tennis player. But I just kept just hitting it back to her because I knew that she was mentally struggling. So I knew, okay, I can't break down and play at her level. I have to stay up and play at my level, my mentally toughness.
Who do you guys got coming up in the next round?
We play should be playing Glenwood next,
Glenwood?
probably.
Okay.
Because they'll probably beat Webster City.
Okay, and what do you guys talked about? What the other girls talked about knowing, so you got some good competition. What's the strength of Glenwood?
We haven't played Glenwood yet this either, but usually they're pretty good servers, as if I remember right. I watched kind of some games over there, and I imagine usually forehands are a girls' better shot, unlike our number one and number two. We are definitely backhand girls, but yeah, just definitely hitting it hard and deep to that backhand.
I tell you what, congrats on the win today. Best of luck against Glenwood.
Thanks, Jeff.